What's good? I'm coming back with another video, and today I'm gonna tell you from my experience, or not my experience, but my advice on people that want to be like leaders or want to be like not higher up, but just like leaders, because like it's something it's advice. It's my advice. People don't have to take it. You don't even have to watch this. But my advice for leaders, right? Leaders, what are they? They're people that lead people in a better direction. They might grow people, or they might teach them how to be better human beings. They might teach them how to be better people or whatever, right? So, yeah, what's a leader to me? A leader is somebody that teaches you stuff, that instructs you stuff. Because a leader is also a teacher at the same time. A teacher teaches you stuff that you never knew or that you never learned. That's what a leader is, right? So it's like simple as that. Or like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? Last year, I was hanging out with like older kids, and I still kind of do sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. So I was hanging out with David. It was me, David, and this kid named Josh, right? But the story goes like this. He was I wouldn't say he was influential, but I would say he was charismatic, he was charming, he was different than most other people. So that's what made him, he knew how to talk. He wasn't like super popular, but he was well known. Sometimes a leader doesn't always have to be popular to get, oh my God, I'm so popular. You don't have to be like that at all. There's thousands of leaders that are well known. They don't have to be popular. You never know. You might go down the street and the boss, there's a difference between a boss and a leader. To me, the boss isn't the same as the leader. The leader is showing you every aspect. The boss is just kind of telling you what to do. Like if you tell somebody what to do, you could tell anybody that. You could tell me to go play the game. You could go tell me, go take out the garbage. You could go tell me anything. But a leader leads, he's teaching you stuff that you've never, ever seen before or heard of, But what makes a good leader to me is, like I said again, somebody that's charismatic, charming, well speaking, can talk. Major key components, not nervous, confident, because I know a couple people like that myself. Like, I might not be the most confident in myself sometimes on my decisions, but I do know people that I could see them in a certain light before they could see themselves. Like, to me, why I say David was kind of a leader, because he almost was charismatic, he was well known, he knew a lot of people from different grades, younger grades, older grades, people that graduated, right? And he was well known, and it was really like a clique. It was like a pack of us. It was me, it was David, it was Josh, sometimes it would be other people that we knew, but it was really like the trio. It was me, him, and Josh. So, I would give him advice. I don't know about Josh because I don't know their separate relationship, but to me, that's what made him a good leader. And he would try to give advice in a way, or I would always try to tell him how you could be better as a person, because helping somebody is a key. And you can always help people that need help, but ask for it. That's what makes you a good leader. Is if somebody tells you, oh, man, I need help, and you actually go out your way to help them. But if a person doesn't tell you, you will never really know, because you can't read people's minds. So that's why communication is key. Telling somebody I need help is key. And a leader, you go ask for help. If a boss instructs you or whatever, is the difference between leaders and that are rich versus millionaires. Because believe it or not, it's really not even hard to make a certain amount of money. But when you get to a certain point in your career, like look at Elon Musk, right? Look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk is humble, for one. He's charismatic. He's charming. He's smart. He's a package deal in one. He might not have the best looks, but he still looks decent for what he looks like, right? And then look at somebody like a used to be millionaire, Dame Dash, right? I'm not going to comment on him, but he's always said, I'm a boss. I'm from Harlem. This is what I do. You know, a boss instructs people. They don't really help. They just try to tell you. They try to boss people around. That's why you ever heard the term boss people around, is other people trying to tell you what to do, how you should behave, how you should act. That's the difference between a boss and a leader. Because a leader is instructing you, they help you, they show you. They even try to help you think outside the box. A boss is just not a bully, but they're trying to tell you what to do and how you should do it. It's completely different. A boss is somebody around who's trying to tell somebody what to do, and a leader is instructing you how to do it. And a better way to do it, to think outside. If you think outside a lot, if you think outside just in general, you're golden. You think outside, you come up with better plans. That's what makes a good leader. You're charismatic, you're young, you're charming, you're well negotiating, you're talking. And I don't have to give a video of how you should learn or how to do it, but it's definitely something that comes into play if you want to be a well leader. Or even like, let's look at basketball, right? Let's look at the New York Knicks. Everybody, when you mention the New York Knicks, like last month or even the month before, everybody was main focus was Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. That was their main focus. But the real leader was Jalen Brunson, because he helped people. He did better. He helped his teammates. He did better. He taught. He showed different skills. So that's what made him, you see like the disconnect between like a leader and a boss. Like, you help, you instruct, you teach somebody something. That's what makes a good leader. You teach somebody that doesn't know how to do it. If you teach a man, there's always this famous quote, if you teach a man how to fish, he will be catching 1,000 fishes every single day. But if you fish for that man, he'll only eat for that one day. So that's just the difference is, right? You teach somebody rather than doing. That's why you should, rather than do, you should always think steps ahead. How you're a leader, how you could be a better leader, how you could learn from your mistakes and try to teach people from your mistakes how you're a good leader. You're not a good leader if you don't think like what I'm saying. You're not a good leader if you don't do certain aspects. But you got to be honest with yourself. You think, oh, I'm a good leader, I'm a great leader. You have to look from another aspect or ask somebody, what does this look like to you? And if they tell you the brutal, honest truth, you can't get upset. Because it's true. You ask for opinions, you want to know, and you should always ask for another insight. What does that look like to, let's say, me, or let's say you? What does that look like? How? Can you explain it? Show me? All those things that I just said, leaders will always do that. Always ask, always help, always tell, always do certain stuff like that. That's what a leader is. A leader is also, too, recognizing your mistakes, fixing your mistakes, telling people how to avoid those mistakes, or teaching somebody better. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what to me makes a good leader and the difference between a boss and a leader. Yeah, that was just a quick video for y'all. Like if you want to be a leader, or if y'all even want to avoid being a boss, because a leader really is like everything. He's a teacher, he's a leader. He never follows people. The people follow him. That's the difference. That is the difference. A boss screams at people, yells at people, always has to get their hands busy. That's why it's a difference between saying I was a boss in my life than a leader in my life. If you lead, you lead. If you're a boss, you're not a bully. But you gotta always do better as the boss. You always gotta put in work that other people could do. If you're a leader, you're leading. If you're a boss, you're still working. There's a difference. So to me, yeah, that was it. That was just a quick little video for y'all. And that was advice for leaders, future leaders, or what's the difference between a boss and a leader to me, or even my insight on it. That was it for y'all. All right, I want everybody to have a blessed day, have a good day, stay up, and yeah, that's it. All right, have a good day.